Couple driving on a Pennsylvanian dirt road encounters a creature that leaves them dumbfounded. Traveling could be a lot more fun with certain moments of surprise and adventures that spring out of the blue. But what if an adventure leads to something that could change people's lives? What if a normal journey could begin a new journey altogether? Such an incident happened to a couple when they were passing through a dirt road in Pennsylvania and experienced something unanticipated that had the potential to change their lives forever. It was the last Memorial Day. The sun was at its peak. Danielle and Bobby had a long weekend, didn't have a break from their hectic lives in a while. It's been 4 years since they'd been together, but no matter how much they worked, they always managed to make time for each other, as well as their kids and pets. Danielle Finley and Bobby Williams had one thing in common, if nothing else, that they were animal lovers. They loved being around animals and had a couple of dogs in their home too. Taking care of these pooches and kids had become their ultimate goal in life, until the day that turned their lives upside down. Their love for animals was eternal. Having 3 pets at home and actively participating in animal rescue projects in and around the town, their love for animals had only multiplied over the years. They even encouraged their kids to actively engage in the same, and often used to take their kids too when visiting shelters around town. No matter how many people envied their relationship, only both of them knew that it's always easy to move in but hard to manage together afterward. This was indeed a hard decision because they had a daughter to take care of too, but due to the immense support shown by Bobby, the decision became a little easier. A companion is necessary in today's world. Despite having money at your disposal, the need for a companion is not replaceable. You need someone to share your happiness with and a shoulder to cry on too. Finding a companion is not hard, but keeping and managing with the same one is not less than solving any complex puzzle. This fact was undoubtedly clear inside the heads of the couple, so they used to plan their trips more often in order to maintain a healthy balance between their professional and personal lives. No matter what, they spent some quality time with their kids and pets, and tried to catch up on what was going on in everyone's lives. It was a normal day for Danielle and Bobby, but they might not have thought that such a day would bring an unforeseen adventure into their lives and would have the potential to change them. Everything had been planned for that day in advance. Danielle, Bobby, kids and pets all were excited about the trip after all. Being together is what they always wanted. Danielle had already packed lunch and snacks as well. Though the weather was sunny, the heat was bearable. They hit the road as soon as dawn broke. With patriotic songs playing in the background, the mother was telling the kids stories of heroes who'd sacrificed their lives to protect the country from enemies. The couple, along with the kids and their pets, visited graves to pay tribute to martyred soldiers. They were told the story of their martyrdom. The kids wandered for a while around the graveyard, scrutinizing things nearby, and the pets followed as well. After hours of traveling and going places, at noon they finally headed for home. They were all dead tired and needed the rest from the hectic journey. They visited graveyards every year without fail, but it was just another Memorial Day of that year, or was it something more memorable that was waiting for them on their way back home? It was almost noon when they were passing through rural Pennsylvania on their way back home. Danielle was singing some old songs with her daughter, and even the dogs were trying to match the rhythm that their bark was making a happy affair. Even though the weather was extremely hot outside, their energy was at the highest peak, and even the sun couldn't drain it out with its intense heat. The kids jumped whenever they sighted an animal, and dogs barked in fear and astonishment. The place they were driving to was supposed to be the habitat of certain terrestrial animals, so they tried to go slow as a snail to avoid bumping into them. Being animal lovers themselves, they were both concerned about the same, not knowing that this rejuvenating trip they will meet someone who'd change their lives forever for years to come. The deserted road was bumpy and there was no one there, save for some animals roaming here and there. Squirrels screeched as the car breached their peace while passing. But was this revolt just against the car, or was someone else hiding in the bushes? Suddenly, Bobby stopped the car as he saw some animal coming in front of the car out of the blue. And they waited for the animal to pass as they expected, but it stood in the middle, and when the dust cleared off, they were startled when they had a clear view of what was in front of them. For once, the couple didn't blink and their mouth was wide open as they tried to figure out what they actually saw. It was the scream from the back of the car of their kids that made them regain their senses, and they tried to calm them down before reacting. The creature that stood in front of them was indeed horrifying to look at, if not in reality. It was short in height but had uneven patches of hair. Its eyes were coal black and the pupils were dilated. The couple looked at each other in amazement. What was the exotic little creature that stood in front of them? As the animal didn't move aside, they were making guesses as to what could be the animal that blocked their way. It had a horrifying appearance due to the weird patches of hair on its body, and they just had one name in their mind. Was it hyena or the chupacabra? When Bobby said the two names aloud, despite having the same thought, Danielle discarded the possibility. The creature couldn't be a hyena for sure, she said, facing Bobby in denial, though regardless of the similarities in appearance, it was hard for her to digest that such a carnivorous animal couldn't be found here. Finally, when they were done scratching their heads for the answer, they stepped out of the car, and the kids hid behind their seats as they were scared to look out, and the dog stared out the window without blinking as the couple put their feet down on the dusty road. Though they'd stepped out of the car, they were scared the animal might attack out of defense. Instead, they were stunned when the animal started to approach them calmly. The eyes that seemed like a new moon's night was filled with tears that were rolling down its face. Was it a lonely hyena crying because it had lost its way and got separated from its clan? Hyenas are a carnivorous creature found predominantly in all habitats, whether it be grasslands, savannas, woodlands, forest edges, sub-Saharan deserts. Though compared to wild dogs, they are often found to be more like cats. There are basically 4 types of hyena that could be spotted, that are brown, spotted, aardwolf, and striped hyenas, which are bound to change according to their habitat. Generally, spotted hyenas are the most widely found species, which grows up to the height of 5.9 feet and weighs 80 to 190 pounds. Their coat is more often sandy or yellow or gray in color, and so is the animal that stood in front of the couple. Yet Danielle was unable to agree the poor helpless animal was actually a carnivore. But if it wasn't the predator, then what was it? When the couple had a closer look at the animal, they were astounded by the revelation that what they were supposing to be a harmful carnivorous animal was actually a terrified Cairn Terrier dog. As the couple looked down at the pooch, he danced with joy around Danielle, and they knew they had to take the pooch along with them. But the question was, what was this little creature doing alone by itself? The pooch looked malnourished as well as famished, so Danielle rushed towards the back of the car and took some kibble and put it out. Putting it out for the dog, who greedily ate it up. But was feeding the pooch enough? The pooch seemed to be affected by a skin disease and they feared it to be mange. The pooch wasn't just malnourished, but after looking at his condition, it was quite evident he was suffering from alopecia, which is why he had uneven patches of hair everywhere. The couple was afraid to touch the animal in case it was contagious. They were in constant discussion as to what should be done. The one thing they were sure of was they couldn't abandon the pooch in the deserted road to die alone, but they feared the dog might be suffering from contagious diseases. Putting aside all that could go wrong, Danielle took the pooch in her hands and put it in the backseat of the car, still fearing how the other dogs would react. To her astonishment, they readily accepted the pooch and the creature didn't even bark at them. Bobby felt an instant connection to the pooch. As he patted the dog's head, he wrapped himself in Bobby's arms, and Bobby named the pooch Phil. The look in its eyes was so affectionate, Bobby didn't want the pooch to go anywhere than their home. When they reached home, the kids were excited about the dog, but were made sure to stay away as the couple was unsure about diseases. The couple had many apprehensions on their mind as to what the other day will bring, so they spent the night in fear. Finally, when the dawn broke, they knew it wouldn't be an easy day. They made an appointment at the earliest possible time in the vet office. They took the pooch in the car and reached prior to the time. As they entered the vet's office, they were relieved to find the doctor. As the vet took the pooch inside, the couple had their hearts in their mouths. Every minute was looking like an hour. They didn't want any of their assumptions to be right, but they couldn't do anything else but wait. They rushed to the doctor as they saw the vet coming out. Undoubtedly, the poor pooch was suffering from a certain skin disease that it could have caught in the contaminated environment he was living in. But the good news was the pooch wasn't suffering from mange. The doctor said it would recover from the disease partially, if not fully. The uneven patches may even fill in with time, but there might be chances that the growth of hair wouldn't be normal like regular dogs. Finley explained that he had a really severe skin condition from being out in the elements. The pooch suffered from malnutrition too due to the adverse conditions, but the question that still lingered on was, how did he get there? According to the vet, the poor pooch had a home initially, but when his health problems became unbearable, the owner must have disowned it to fight against its fate alone. They tried everywhere to find its owner but didn't succeed. When they tried finding a new home for Phil, they knew it would be difficult because of its condition. Taking a closer look, both vet and dog could make out the poor pooch had been in an abusive home, where they must have been kept in crates for so long and didn't want anything like that happening again. Being dog lovers themselves, how could they let Phil go to another indifferent person who could again give him tragic trauma? So Bob and Danielle decided if they can have 3 pets, why not 4? Without any delay, they adopted Phil. Since the disease was acknowledged, they knew Phil couldn't be like other dogs because of the mistreatment he's gone through in the past. But with medicine and proper diet, his condition can be stabilized, and the uneven patches filled to some extent. The vet started a new diet for Phil. His improvements could be observed within a short span of time. Finley said he started getting peach fuzz everywhere. He regained hair at most of the uneven patches. The treatment has been going on still. They know that the pooch won't ever have an even patch of hair. Due to this, some people have this perception that Phil might be of a hairless breed, which makes the pooch's appearance a little funny. The pooch has already been a part of the family since the day he arrived. Despite being an animal, he understands what good the couple has done for him, and gratitude can be seen in his eyes every time he looks up. Like he can't believe that he's got a comfy place to lie every day, says Finley whenever Phil looks around. He's got that look in his eyes. And not just grateful, he seems to be happy and excited to be with his new siblings. Though Phil gets along with all of his siblings, he shares a special bond with Lily, who's an old Boston Terrier. The couple always finds them snuggling. You can always find them squeezed up together, Finley said. Phil himself is a cuddle bag and loves to be around the family members. As the weeks turned into months, Phil's hair growth had become more evident, and the hairless dog that they'd rescued had fur all over his body, if not evenly distributed. The couple has made up their mind to get him groomed no matter how much they're mocked for it. What started as a rescue mission on Instagram has today made the little pooch famous. The couple used to post to inquire about Phil's long-lost owner, and soon turned the pooch into an internet sensation. People used to comment and asked about his improvement and what he's up to now. This pooch isn't just limited to having an Instagram account but has a bio too, which reads, "I'm Phil. I was an abandoned Cairn Terrier until my humans rescued me off a dirt road in upstate Philly." Under the account name Dirt Road Phil because he was found on the dirt road. Rural Pennsylvania has numerous puppy mills where they keep the puppies in a deplorable condition with lack of ventilation and awful food. The pooch had been supposedly adopted from there or might have run away, but it was the pooch's sheer luck he was found by the couple. Phil was through a lot, from being in the worst puppy mills and pathetic lifestyle with a lack of proper food and ventilation, to being sent to an abusive, indifferent owner, to finally finding a comfortable home. But is every pooch that lucky? Phil was one of the lucky dogs to get a comfy home and a caring family. Not every pooch gets lucky to be found by such people while roaming in deserted, bumpy roads, nor can the couple take every pooch in. Still, both Danielle and Bobby Finley are trying their best to help such dogs, whereas Phil is enjoying the time of his life and getting healthier and furrier day by day.